Welcome.
Welcome to Switching Reels.
I was going to say that. Hello, Trenton.
Hi, Connor. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Welcome to Switching Reels.
Yeah, welcome back to Kiki's Delivery Service.
Well, yeah. If you, at some point, I'm going to post a picture of these, and one of these is not like the others. If you would like to know about 3D printing, hit me up, and I'll make a short about it.
Cool.
Complaining.
All right, so do we want to catch up on the ones that we...
Absolutely. So for those that are just joining us, which hopefully is, I don't know, some people, we are in the middle of a Miyazaki tier list. We're watching all the Miyazaki movies. I have finally printed enough tokens to go and fill out our tier list up to the point that we're at. So that's what we're doing now. We have a bunch of them already. Check our socials for where we put everything else. That one looks so bad. So right now we're replacing Kiki's Delivery Service.
Which for me is going to go right about here.
Which is?
That's the middle of S tier.
Good man.
Yeah.
Kiki's is nice, but I think it's bottom of A tier for me.
Cool. We have also gone through Spirited Away. That's what kicked all this off.
Yeah, it was.
Unfortunately, we weren't supposed to get to it for 2 more movies.
Exactly.
So, either way, we're going to place it. I don't remember what I said in the episode.
So you have to go off your vibes then.
But off of my vibes, I'm going to put it top of A.
Oh, just above Castle.
Just above Castle in the Sky.
Nice.
I still prefer Castle in the Sky, but I think Spirited Away is a better movie.
I think that I will have to say that Spirited Away is just barely worse than My Neighbor Totoro, so I'm going to put mine in top of A as well, actually.
Ooh, now that you bring that up, I might have to switch these.
There you go. You just switched.
Yeah. My Neighbor Totoro is top of A.
And Spirited Away
is
bottom
of S tier.
And then what did we watch today, Connor?
Today, we watched Porco Roso, which you had not seen.
It's about a red pig.
No.
It's about a pig flying red. A red flying pig, so to speak.
Nothing you're saying is wrong. But also, none of it is right either.
If anyone would like to know more about me, that's the sentence. That's the one.
Yeah, that's true. Porco Roso, I'm going to put top of C.
Top of C?
Yep.
That's interesting. Okay, I have to see. Okay, yeah, I don't know if it's as good as a S. Oh, I'm going to say top of B.
Okay.
Mostly because I don't have anything in there. Is it better than Castle in the Sky? No, unfortunately it isn't. So that means I have to move Castle in the Sky. And then
yeah, you do.
Castle in the Sky is now mid B, and Porco Roso is bottom of B.
So Porco Roso, I think, is one of the weaker Miyazaki films. It's not on our top 250 list.
Truth.
However, I do think that if a different animation studio had made it, it would be like this underground classic that
agree.
Just had this crazy cult following.
Just everyone would be like, "Have you seen Porco? Oh, you haven't?
Yeah.
Oh, here, let me show you."
And it's strange because Miyazaki has such a heavy hand sort of influence on this. Like, the 2 things that you can tell that he just adores in everything that he makes, he hammers home on in this.
Yes.
He loves drawing things, and he loves airplanes.
And he loves airplanes. He can do both in this one. Exactly.
I'm not sure which part is the appeal to him necessarily.
Is the actual one.
But it's definitely aerial transportation is his thing.
It is.
And yet this feels like a movie that I could easily see being just something that another company makes and
everyone just absolutely loves. No, I totally feel that.
It feels like the odd one out in a few ways.
Yeah.
But I can't really put my finger on why.
No, I agree. And I think talking more about it over the spoiler wall will be very fun. So
Yeah.
let's go enjoyment.
This is still probably a solid... It's a strong 7 to a light 8 for me for
Nice.
enjoyment. Technical, I mean, at this point, we are in Miyazaki's, like, this
Beautiful
is
era.
true Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
Like, anything after, I'd say, anything after Totoro, like, you cannot mistake it for anything else.
Yeah.
So that's a strong 9 to a light 10.
Yeah.
Like, technically, it's flawless.
Mhm.
I suppose if we're talking, we have established that story structure is a part of technical.
Yes, it is.
That might bring it down a little bit. But, I mean, so much of this is perfect, I'd have to bring it down no more than a point.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
No, totally.
This is a light 9.
Nice. I would put this one. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny and quirky.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to say 8.5 for me on enjoyment.
Okay.
And then technical, I felt like the pacing was a little weird and some of the story elements were a little wobbly. And some of the characters kind of just showed up. There were like some Castle of Cagliostro vibes from some
Yeah.
of the elements.
Yeah. This is if Cagliostro was good.
I liked Cagliostro.
Here, let me help you out there.
That's rude. Moves my castle all the way down. So I'd probably give this one an 8 for technical.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably say an 8.
You think the flaws with the story were strong enough to knock off 2 full points?
Yeah, and some of the characterization, like I just didn't get what I wanted to out of Marco.
Okay, that's fair. I didn't like him as much the first time I watched him. The
Mhm.
second time I was like, oh, okay, I know what to expect here.
That'll
And
probably
so
happen
he
for me too.
yeah. he fits a little better the
Yeah.
second time through because you're like,
Oh,
he is the only Miyazaki protagonist we follow that is not either a child or
yeah.
somehow sort of flamboyant.
That's true.
He
or
is
eccentric.
Yeah, he is a grumpy middle-aged pig man that we don't ever get a true explanation of why he's a pig.
Exactly. Or how he stops being a pig.
Yeah,
The magic system in this is so slight that
it is, yeah.
it's so interesting. Yeah.
And that's part of the thing that makes me think, like, if another studio had made this, the magic would have been completely out of left field, and people would have loved that about it.
Absolutely.
And it would have thrown off all of the audiences that went to see it in theaters.
Yep.
This would be one of those movies that pops up 10 years later, and people are
oh,
like,
this is a classic.
I love this.
I saw this as a kid. It was fantastic. Exactly. All right. So let's go over the wall then. I think summaries would be
Yeah.
really fun to do for this one.
All right.
So
Yeah.
like, comment, subscribe.
And then, unlike uncomment
You
and
do this every
unsubscribe,
time.
edit your comments.
Say it's even more awesome than it was the first time. But also, if you don't think that, send us an email or other things.
When he says send us other things, I'm not sure what he means.
You'll figure it out.
But if it's
I believe
food,
in you.
I would be very grateful. I'd love for them to send me a cheeseburger.
That's valid. We
Yeah.
would add that today.
Yeah.
That was good.
I could have another one.
Absolutely. All right. We're over the wall.
All right.
Do you want to go first?
Sure, why not?
Do it.
All right. So in Italy, apparently the government and the outlaws are both completely ruled by people in seaplanes. That's what I
obviously.
picked up from this. Pigman gets his plane basically rebuilt by a girl, which he has problems with.
Yeah, he does.
He doesn't have problems with this girl. He has problems with the fact that she is a girl and is rebuilding his plane. Shit, man, I don't know.
This is beautiful, Connor. I appreciate. I can let you off the hook for a second if you want.
On his way over, he gets shot down by an American who says, "Yahoo!" or something like that. It was like yeehaw, but it wasn't quite it.
He was from Texas as well.
He was from Texas, where they say Yahoo.
Yahoo! You okay, Connor?
Yee-hoo! Yeehaw? No, yeehaw is actually a thing.
It's real. That one's a legit saying.
But it's not that. I have to say, I'm done on the spoiler. on the
summary.
Summary. Jeez. All right, I'm done on that. What I will say is when people talk about bad representation, I think this is like the easiest way for like people that are Americans to just go, hold on, that's not me.
I do not resonate with any part of this.
Is this what people think Americans are?
Exactly.
Because if so, I have yet to meet an American. And I've lived here my entire life.
It's because you need to go down to Texas. That's where
I've been to Texas.
Americans live.
I've been to Texas
But have
twice.
you been to airplanes
3
in
times.
Texas?
Have I been to airplanes in Texas?
Yes.
How do you think I got to Texas?
Maybe they need to be like housed in Texas. So like it's actually the airplane that matters.
Okay,
so it's funny that a seaplane pilot came from Texas. Like they have seas and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think of Texas as.
Yeah, me either.
I would have loved it if he came from Florida.
I also don't think of Italy as that either.
Well, see, but like Italy had a lot of fascists. Which
explain the connection to the seaplanes, please.
All that I have is World War II had fascists in it. Italy was part of the fascist part. The Axis, there it is. And therefore it had to have some kind of military.
It was the fascists and allies, but
yes, the fascists and allies. Exactly. It was fascists and communists. Never mind.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Says Connor.
Only one section of the allies was communist.
What was it?
Russia.
I didn't forget that Russia was.
Russia was an allied power.
That's crazy.
They're the ones that took Berlin. The U.S. didn't.
Wow.
The Americans didn't take Berlin.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Good job, Russian. So anyway, since they were part of the Axis, they had to have some kind of military.
Okay.
And therefore, since Italy had a military, and we actually like call out Italy as one of the people of the Axis fairly often, then they had to have had some kinds of planes, and Italy is only water. So
that is not true.
It's only water. It's made out of water and pasta.
And
because I'm really good at representation as well.
Well, all the Italians are disliking. Drive up our engagement.
Please.
If you're from Italy, tell Trenton why he's wrong in the comments.
I'd love that.
And if you're not from Italy, tell Trenton why he's wrong in the comments.
Okay, so Porco Roso is about a flying pig. He flies, though, not of his own ability, but of his own ability in a plane made of mostly wood and an engine. And it's so experimental that no one else but him can fly it. Because they're like, lol, we just messed up with this airplane. Which we learn from his dialogue with the girl that he does not like. So he is a bounty hunter. He goes and helps save ships and from planes. But no one's really worried about the plane pirates, so I don't know why we're doing that anyway. And then whenever he blows up the pirates, he's just nice to them. It's like, hey, keep some of it so that you can go and repair your plane that I just blew up, which feels weird. But then his plane's broken, so he has to go and get it fixed in Milan. And then he gets it fixed in Milan, takes a girl hostage of her own accord, and then flies back, then has a duel that is the duel of the century and very highly publicized. And then we don't see his face because he's not actually a pig, but he is.
He's turned into a human.
We think.
Yeah, pretty sure.
From everyone's reaction.
Yeah.
By everyone, I mean the one untrustworthy person in the movie.
I feel like there are other untrustworthy people in the movie.
Yeah, but not American ones.
This guy was singularly responsible for Watergate.
Yeah, it is him. That's all. Donald Marcus, whatever his name was.
No, the pigman was Marco Rousseau, not.
But also, there's
not Marcus.
I know, but what was Donald's last name? I can't remember. Maxim. I don't know, man. All right. So, what did we like about this movie?
You know, weirdly, I don't have a lot of things to pick out that I liked about it. I think this is one of those movies that just has a certain element of charm.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's very charming.
Yeah, that I can't really put my finger on anything that I was like, that was done expertly.
Yeah, I really like the animation in the dogfight.
Oh yeah, me too.
Anytime that there's airplane fighting in this movie, it's done so well.
Yeah.
Beautifully so.
But it does feel a little scattered as a movie. And
I feel like it doesn't feel scattered, and it needs to have more scattered.
Really?
It follows this one pig guy who, his one flaw is he doesn't to respect women, maybe, but you never see that happen.
His only flaw.
He also smokes.
Okay.
A lot. He smokes while he's rocking a baby.
Okay.
Pretty rude.
A couple of things. If we're setting this in the time period that it was supposed to be set in,
that's common.
Yeah, he's not smoking because he's like, I don't care about my health. He's smoking because he's like,
but no
tobacco is tasty.
But no one else is smoking.
That's not true.
Very few people are smoking.
Okay. Very few people are smoking in every scene like he is. But
he's just hammering.
Again, this is a thing that at one point we thought had health benefits.
Truth.
So
that's crazy, by the way.
It's like complaining that he's drinking water too often. Like, what the hell is with this guy? He's the only one always drinking
too
water.
Hydrated. Yeah, completely. That makes sense. Beautiful.
Yeah, but I would say, as far as flaws go, he is the definition of apathetic.
Yeah, he is.
To everything going on around him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is probably, we're given two flaws for him.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is that he's a chauvinist, and the other is that he's apathetic to everything.
What's a chauvinist, Connor? I don't know what a chauvinist is.
Oh, a chauvinist? It's a another word for a misogynist, or you know what a misogynist is, right?
Like a misanthrope who hates people.
Okay, you know what a misanthrope is, right?
That's the one that hates people.
Yeah, that's me.
I'm glad I missed it.
No, so yeah, there's a misanthrope, which hates people.
Mm-hmm.
There's a misandrist who hates men, and there's a misogynist who hates women.
Okay, but also, how can you be a misogynist and a womanizer? They say that multiple times, that he is.
Yes. So, okay. it's not necessarily. I feel like this is
This is going into a society
Yeah.
podcast, so I'm very excited.
Sorry, sociology podcast has started. Get out if that's not what you wanted.
Yep.
I mean, the idea is that he doesn't respect women, and that goes hand in hand with being a womanizer because, like,
He doesn't respect women.
right,
See, vicious cycle.
right. Chauvinist tends to be a slightly less,
Savvy.
less harsh
Yeah.
term, and also it tends to refer to someone who basically, like, they don't necessarily hate women, but they see women as less than men.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha. And it sounds
That-
cooler.
that's what a Porco Roso man is.
Ah, because he's a pig,
Right.
which is said multiple times.
Right. It's said a lot of times.
Okay.
Weirdly, they don't really address that
No.
beyond, like, when Theo is rebuilding his plane,
Mm-hmm.
and he basically goes, yeah, I mean, if you can do the job, then you can do the job.
Exactly. At the end.
yeah. Like, that's not a huge arc.
I feel like, but see, and I don't think that's actually an arc. I think that's the point. I think the thing that Theo says while she's in the sleeping bag is accurate. I think he's being too hard on himself for survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
I think that's where, like, this is pointing at, is that technically Marco is making himself a pig and not actually that he's been cursed. That's my take on it, where he feels like that is the case because he survived that just absolutely awful dogfight that everyone else in his squadron perished from.
Right. I mean, I don't disagree with that. I still don't feel like he really grows beyond that. And, like, we even see that when he drops Theo in Gina's lap and basically says, like, get her out of here.
Yeah.
Essentially, I know what's best for her, and it's to not be here.
Exactly.
So, like, I don't know.
But it goes against some of his self-proclaimed, I do things because I want to do them, and that's it.
Yeah.
Which he actually does multiple times in the movie. Like, he's not consistent. You can tell that he has a heart of a good person, but tries to act as piggish as possible.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
my opinion.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And I think that's what we see at the end is, like, him actually caring about the other people, like, even to the point where he enlists asshole American to go.
Marcus Aurelius.
Yes. Yeah, Mark Antony. So Mark Antony and Julius Caesar lead the Italian Air Force on a wild goose chase. And that's when he regains his humanity.
Yes.
Is when he finally says, okay, I'm going to not do just what I want to do here. And I'm actually going to look out for the other people.
Yeah.
That, whether they deserve it or not.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And that, like, it's just a very Japanese, like, value to have as well. Like, that honor and desire for collective good. So I think that was cool.
I did also like Theo's appeal to honor with the pirates.
I see that was one of the things I did love about this movie was the comedy.
Yeah.
Like, it was a very humorous movie, and there were actual, like, haha times in it.
Yeah.
That were enjoyable.
It wasn't like Castle of Cagliostro where it's like
slightly cringy.
It's like they told a joke and it didn't land.
And I'm not gonna laugh. Partially out of spite, partially because it wasn't good. This one, it was actually funny.
Yeah.
Like blowing down the barn because the engine's too
right.
Like...
And Piccolo's just
Piccolo is one of your favorite things.
Oh yeah. Piccolo may be my favorite character in all of the Ghibli universe.
That's fantastic. He's this old man who like fixes Marco's plane all the time.
They know that. We're past the spoiler wall.
Yeah. And that's funny. I like your consistency. I appreciate that. It's one of your most endearing traits.
Yours is your cough, which never gets edited out of the podcast.
Sometimes it does. Whenever it's bad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, when you say consistency...
Oh, you were able to remember. Oh, we're past the spoiler wall. That was it.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Cool. Well, yeah.
Bigelow's great.
I don't have a lot to say about Porco Roso, if I'm honest. Like,
yeah.
It was just very well done, but also kind of
C tier.
Yeah. Top of C. This is C plus.
Yeah.
The other thing that I did want to touch on is it does feel like this movie kind of has like almost a prologue, part 1 and part 2. Like everything up to him going to Milan
is prologue.
Him in Milan getting his plane put back together part 1. And then he gets back to his islands, and that's part 2.
I'd agree.
And like
feels
I think
right.
I think that's part of the reason that the story feels a little, I don't know, stilted maybe?
Yeah.
Is the word for it?
I think so as well. Like it's very slice of life.
Yeah. But not, it feels like it doesn't want to be slice of life.
But it doesn't want to be slice of life. You're completely correct.
Like most slice of life things are like, oh, this is just one night in somebody's life and it's really cool. Or it's like, this is one vacation that somebody took and it's fun to go along with them on their vacation.
Exactly.
This is like,
the one time your plane got shut down.
This is like, we want to tell a story about a character changing, except we actually don't want to do that.
And we don't want to show the change.
You won't let that go, will you?
No, I won't. The end of the movie, they don't show that he is a human again. They just drastically imply his height doesn't change. I feel like he's taller whenever he's a human. But the American is like, whoa, look at your face. Which he had just beaten him to a pulp. But, like, he was a pig before. So he already knew he'd beaten him to a pulp. And we don't even know.
Actually, that's a farce.
What is?
A farce is the pig meat that they put into hot dogs.
Really?
Yeah, so it's ground up really, really fine.
I didn't know.
So beaten into a pulp.
It's a farce. That's good. Yeah. I like that. That's good. I like it a lot. And then we also don't know if he gets together with whatever her M name is.
Gina?
Yeah. Magina. Everyone's name begins with M in this movie. Connor.
You
Thea. Like
you do mark all of these as explicit, correct?
Yeah,
okay, cool. Because Magina is not explicit necessarily, but it feels like it should be.
I really want to make it explicit now. I see what you're saying. I hadn't seen it before. All right. Let me see. Oh yeah, we don't know if Marco ever actually falls in love with Gina in the way that she wants in her cute little flower tower.
I feel like the rest of this just ends too happy for the other option to be likely. Like this is ambiguous ending the way that ambiguous endings are supposed to be. You're supposed to say, not who knows what happens. It's here are two possibilities. Now you have to figure out which one it is.
I like the top spinning better.
But that's another one that's correct. It's like either he's in the dream or he isn't.
You don't over say it. You don't use your voiceover. You do something else.
Okay, that's fair.
Felt lazy. I did not want to have a voiceover telling me how this story ended. I liked how Totoro ended better than that. I'm just mad.
Is that why Totoro is at the bottom of your S tier?
Yeah, it is. I really like Totoro.
You just didn't like the ending?
Well, it's the highest movie I've rated so far.
Yeah. But you put it at the bottom of S tier.
Because there's other stuff that could go above it. Like Howl's Moving Castle.
I've got my spot at the bottom of B just for that.
Top of S. Such a good movie.
No. That's next week's movie.
It'll probably be pretty high up there, but I don't know if it'll beat out Howl's for me. Howl's has that special place in my heart. Oh, he's moving Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind.
For no other reason than
not the top.
For no other reason than I needed them all to be visible.
That's a good point. I have like some here that you cannot see, so I'll take a picture for everybody.
What tipped me off. I was looking at yours and I'm like,
I can't see that. Where's that going?
Trenton doesn't put anything at the top of any tiers. He only puts things at the bottom of tiers.
I put them at the top. I have two at the top.
Okay.
They're just far away.
There's this one. That one you put at the top because you refuse to put it any lower.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do
that
with
one
how
being
you...
Castle of Cagliostro. It is, yeah. I would just not use the F tier. I don't think I'll use the F tier.
You can't do that.
If one of these tiers doesn't have an item in it, I'm just not going to use the F tier.
Everything has to have an item. Like, seriously, if I were to fill everything else out, it would have to be like whatever else went in here stays in here and this comes up, or this would have to come down.
Yeah.
Like, that's how the tiers work. It's just how they work.
I just waste space.
Also, I'm going to make an arbitrary rule.
What?
No more than 3 movies in a single tier.
Oh, see, I could have made these tokens bigger then.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Well, I did want to reprint them anyway, so.
No more than 3 in a tier.
Okay. That's pretty reasonable.
Because otherwise, I mean, S tier is going to get real crowded.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
And A tier is going to get real crowded.
I don't know. I think I can even them out.
Because, like,
Ponyo's D tier, right?
Obvious. Excited to watch Ponyo with you. I've never watched Ponyo with a war criminal.
That was good. That was a good one.
Thanks. I was proud of that.
Yeah, well executed. All right. Do we have anything else to say about these things?
I don't think so.
Awesome.
Yeah, Porco Roso is a good movie
It's
that
a good
you
movie.
should watch, but
Watch it once with full attention and then just put it on the background.
I have moral issues with that.
They're moral issues.
They are moral issues. Okay. You've opened this can of worms,
Yes, I have.
so we're going to talk through it, despite the fact that we should be done with this. Nothing should be made to be put on in the background.
What about ambient music?
Okay.
And ambient videos?
Okay. Ambient videos are weird and completely different than what I'm talking about.
Okay, good.
Ambient music, yes, it can be put on to be put in the background, but that's because it's not serving the same purpose as music. Movies are stories, and if a story is going to be told, then it should be something that you need to pay attention to. Otherwise, it's either you are not giving the movie the attention it the attention and respect that it deserves, or you've chosen a horrible movie and you should watch something else. Either way, this whole second screen bullshit that Disney's talking about, making the Star Wars shows as second screen content, it's horrible.
Sounds like you like that.
No.
A second screen. I haven't
Also,
seen that yet. That's really funny.
Of all of the franchises to make
use?
second screen,
You choose Star Wars?
you're going to choose Star Wars and Marvel? You don't do that with action movies. Like, movies that are designed to be
cause
action
anxiety.
stories. My goodness. All you're doing is making bad shit.
I'm trying to think of a movie that we've watched. I think could be good background movie. Because I feel like
Oh, that's probably 12 Angry Men.
I like 12 Angry Men.
I know.
I'd probably watch that one in the background. It's good enough that I would have wanted to watch it for real the first time. And then, like, I like having a movie that I'm like, okay, I'm going to play my board game. And then look up and like,
I don't necessarily have a problem with that if it's something you've seen before and, like, you are very familiar with. But, like,
Lord of the Rings.
I'll be watching, like, a TV show with my wife, and I will gasp because something happened on screen. And she'll be like, what happened? Because, of course, she's drawing. And I'm like,
I can't.
No, it was on screen for a reason. If they wanted it to be spoken, it would have been spoken.
Do you ever rewind for her?
I'm not doing that for me.
Nice.
Pay attention. I may or may not be passionate about stories.
Nah, I don't think you are. What about putting a book on in the background?
Again, the reason I don't like audiobooks very much is because I tend to tune them out. And I don't want to tune them out.
Exactly.
Which is why I read books physically.
Yeah.
Or if someone's got a really interesting voice, that can work.
Yeah.
But yeah, typically just when I'm driving, because I'm not paying attention to the road in front of me.
As you shouldn't be.
I'm kind of zoning out and just making sure that nothing comes speeding
too fast.
Speeding toward me.
Nice.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
Good Porco Roso discussion.
Agreed. I think.
Anything else?
Our podcast today was as scattered as the movie was.
Yeah, it was. If you like it, let us know.
If you don't like it,
let us know.
Keep your nasty comments to yourself.
It's okay. You don't read the comments.
That's true. I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Good. All right. How do we end this?